In the beginning it's difficult to do knots. When you started, you struggle a lot. You can't remember all the knots. So you need some little building plans or schedules to do them, and so you can remember. But often a little knot that you learned in the beginning will bring a more complicated knot after a few years, you know, so you can increase the knots in more complicated ones. When you struggle with a technique and you can't get it in, you can't get the thing you want to do, and you leave it beside for 1 year or for 2 years, and after this you come back on it and it will go from easy like you will ever do it. So like you do it since forever. I need to do every time new things and nicer, and I want always to create bigger ones and with more work on it, and yeah, it's always a new it's like a competition, you know, with myself. You know? I started knot tying when I was a young boy, with little crowns in it and bracelets, and I do braidings and platings in the hairs of my sister, and I do Boy Scouts, where I learned that the knot will be useful for something, and now 14 years ago I meet a sailor who showed me how he do a splice. And that was fascinating me, and I wanted to learn sailor knots. I'm part of an association that's called IGKT. It's for International Guild of Knot Tyers. And yeah, it's an association that will transmit this knowledge. And I spend many time with my association on different maritime festivals to show to people knot tyings, to give a response on their questions, and to exchange with other knot tyers. But also I teach someone sometimes to people that I meet, and they are interested. When they live not too far away from me, I teach them all what I can teach them. So I have, some years ago, I had a little apprentice, and for 1 year long, I teach them different kinds of knot tying. And then our ways was separate, so we don't see us no more now, but I know he's continue in knot tying. And I discovered the Ashley Book of Knots with 3,854 knots inside, and that gives me a lot of work and a lot of reasons to go on, to continue. I read it twice, 2 times in the entire length, just to know what is in which space and where I can I find an answer. And sometimes he explained the technique for one knot, and for the next one he don't explain the same technique. And so if you want to know everything and every technique, you have to read it in entire. Yeah. But it's always the same on boats, you know. When they're sailing, there's a lot of work on boats. The ditty bags, and so I brought mine, and so it shows different stitches that are needed to repair the sails, and also it shows the handle. The handles are often to show the knowledge of the sailors. A time when we don't write motivation letters. So when we're looking for for a boat, the captain or the bosun was able to see the quality of the seaman. It also helps me to expose some of my little works, and it helps to meet people, because when you meet someone in a marine festival, it asks you, oh, it's nice bag, it's you done it? And you tell them yes, and he tells you, oh, I also do knots, and come along, have a look at mine. And it's just a visit card, a little bit like this too.
Червячок, мир безумный проносится мимо, а мы создаем своими руками невесомые тонкие ткани, красота вполне ощутима. А моря до краев наполнялись по каплям и срослись по песчинкам камни. Вечность это, наверное, так долго. Мне бы только мой крошечный вклад внести, за короткую жизнь сплести хотя бы ниточку шелка.
Now, tying is a passion. It's something to spend time on it. It's something to do nice things. Unique things, unique objects and items, and it's just for me to spend time in the beginning, and it becomes a real passion. So I can't stop not tying. I needed to be happy in my life.
How do you relax?
I do knots. Yeah, when I need to think about something, I do knots. When I need to relax from hard day's work, I do knots. When I want to free my mind, I do knots. I'm always occupied with something in my hands to think about it, and when I don't do knots, I think about them. So I will continue to knot tying, and I think I always will be knot tying, and I always will teach people to do this, because it's my passion, and so I like to passionate other people to do this, and it's a knowledge that little by little disappears. A few years ago, many people do knots. In every kind of every man who works with his hands do knots. It's a butcher or surgeon or even sailors, yeah. And now we don't do knots no more. Now we use elastic rubber bands. We used Velcro scratch bands. We used sticky tape. A lot of things that helps us to be easier in the life, but there's a knowledge behind there that disappears by using this kind of stuff. And, I use them also, but when I can do a knot, I prefer always to do a knot.